Hello, and thank you for tuning in to the last live stream with your Neighborhood Orchestra. We appreciate you spending a moment with us. This is our 5th live stream, and as of today, we'll have released 10 virtual music and visual experiences. This was our best effort as a snapshot of sorts of the local music and dance scene in Charlotte, North Carolina. We could have easily worked with so many other artists, but our time for this project was limited and we only could fill 10 spots. We spent so much time narrowing it down, trying to give the best representation possible for now. And we all thank you so much. Everybody in this production thanks you for following along and being part of Wino's journey. So we crafted all of these during a time of much uncertainty, and we wanted to show you all that we're still here, we're still strong, we're still present, we're still creating amazing things for our audience. And we've really missed you all. We wish we could have had our concerts in person, but this has been specifically designed to be experienced in this way. We really made every effort to not cut any corners and bring you something worth your time in tuning in. So if you're just now tuning in for the first time, my name is Elizabeth Kowalski. I'm the founder and director of Charlotte New Music and Your Neighborhood Orchestra, otherwise known as Why No. So Why No is made up of professional musicians, composers, and songwriters based in Charlotte, North Carolina. The purpose is to show what's actually here, build bridges, promote collaboration, and increase the presence and access to high quality original and new music in our community and beyond. So thanks again for spending a moment with us, for showing up to experience what we put together for you all. If you've watched us before, you know we have a virtual tip jar in our streams for Roof Above. They have worked with the homeless population throughout our city, and they've been doing a lot of key work and helping those people, especially during the pandemic. So to put money in the tip jar, you can text GIVE to 704-266-1626. Or you can visit our website at yourneighborhoodorchestra.com. You can click the tip jar at the top. So the first performance on this stream is Wish Upon the Same Star, written by Lisa de Novo, with orchestral arrangement by local composer Mark Lewis. The choreography you'll see is by Arlynn Zachary, who is also our director of dance, and the dancer performing is Macy Brown. We hope you enjoy.
Say the sweet things to me, beg me not to leave, hold me in your arms forever, please. Love me, wherever you are.
very well, thank you. How are you?
Good. I'm good. So I really loved your song. It was so great. I want to know how your process was with making the song, or like what the song really means to you.
Well, I wrote it about a year after I moved to Charlotte, and it's a song about loving someone who's far away from you. Mm-hmm. And I feel like everyone can relate to that, especially right now.
Right.
With this song, I submitted it to Elizabeth when they did the Boom Festival 2 years ago, and she performed it there. And then she reached out to me again for this year and asked if I'd like to come perform live with the orchestra, and I said, totally, yes.
How has the pandemic affected you and being an artist, and what would you say to other artists out there what advice would you give, basically?
The pandemic was really tough in the beginning. I did a lot of live stream concerts, and all of my collaborations turned into like Zoom meetings and emailing. Like me and Arlynn, the choreographer, have been like Zooming and emailing throughout the whole process. And Mark played me his composition through Zoom, and I really loved how he did that. It's just been a blessing to have the technology that we have now, and then just having the drive to keep going even when things are tough is very, very important. So just to collaborate from afar for now, and then eventually we'll all be able to be in person again and doing everything like normal.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So I think that's all we need for today. Thank you for your time. It was great hearing you sing and play the guitar earlier. So yeah.
Thank you for having me. Yours.
So Mark, what kind of goes into arranging a piece like this?
Well, first is of course, the opportunity, which I'm grateful to Elizabeth Kowalski for providing that opportunity. This is the second year, not in a row, because we had a COVID year, and this year made adaptations, which actually made it more elaborate, which is really lovely. So the opportunity, and then she forwarded me the music of Lisa de Novo. And first thing I did, and I believe she said, pick between these songs. And I selected Wish Upon the Same Star. And the process is pretty simple. You listen to the recording, and then as an arranger, you're asking, what can I do that hasn't been done with this song? And of course, when you're afforded the opportunity of working with an orchestra, you have those added colors. And I thought, how lovely would it be? Because she's got the acoustic, more folky version of it, and the rockin' out version. So maybe something that sort of leans towards the side of more subtle string-based, bowed string-based materials. And so you sit down with the recording and sketch out the harmonic scheme and decide on, how do you arrange a piece? What are the arrangements? I'm not going to mess with where the verses and the choruses are, of course, but what colors are we going to bring out that hopefully that helps you like.
Yeah. And how was it collaborating or what was the collaboration process like?
Well, actually, this was a two-tiered collaboration in that this particular arrangement was done the first year of the Boom Festival, and Elizabeth sang it, and Kowalski sang it outside of the orchestra, and did a great job. It was wonderful. And then this year, she said we were lucky enough to have the singer-songwriter join us. So I made a few changes here and there, with changes in the orchestration, which changed periodically throughout the process, but changing the orchestration here and there, and adding some things and taking some things out. But it's been great. And then once I sent the recording of the rendering to Lisa, the singer-songwriter, she was like, okay. I mean, she was super easy to work with, and hopefully she likes it.
Awesome. Well, it was a treat to play.
I appreciate it. It sounded great.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Arlynn Zachary, and I am the artistic director of the Mark Dance Company. And for this project, I have been working as the director of dance for your neighborhood orchestra, as well as the choreographer for Lisa de Novo. Lisa and I have been working really well together. We've really liked this project and the process of collaborating with both music and dance. And we decided that it would best fit her music for me to choreograph in the medium of contemporary with a fusion of what I would consider soft jazz movement. We got together on a Zoom call and basically talked about kind of what her thoughts and ideas were about her piece of music that had been written prior. And she kind of told me the story of, her memories of young love and kind of wishing and hoping that the other person that you are falling in love with also turns around and loves you back. And so I asked her for specific words that she thought best represented her music so that I could take those words and start to come up with kind of a storyline for the dancer to then create as she moves. So some of those words are innocence and longing, and that idea of your heart being so full that it can burst. Um, the idea of wondering um, when, and the idea of waiting. So some of those words were really helpful for me as the choreographer in being able to kind of figure out what this character is that the dancer Macy Brown is portraying. So I found that that was really helpful for me. Lisa and I also wanted something that could be incorporated into the music video in a way that was resemblance of a storyline, but at the same time, not too literal at the same time. So we found that was really important for us. Some of the things that Lisa de Novo had asked for the piece was to find this sense of maybe, soft and flowing and contemplative movement that kind of picks up a little bit later on in the music video and becomes a little bit more expressive. But we both really wanted the character of the dancer to come forwards as if it's kind of reenacting her thoughts so that as you're watching the music video, you're kind of taking a physical look inside of her brain from a dance perspective. So what I would hope that people would get out of this music video is um, just kind of being able to experience, those um, confusing and wondrous and, you know, wonderful and at the same time sometimes a little bit angsty feelings of what it's like to become infatuated with somebody and to want them to return those feelings to you. And so, whether you've had those experiences or you haven't had those experiences, we wanted to kind of present that for people to be able to delve into the moment and hopefully be able to live a little bit of that, maybe remember some things or experience some new things as well. So we really hope that you enjoy the video, that it brings about, just some good thoughts as you guys are going about watching it. So hope you enjoy.
So thank you to everyone and all the hard work that went into creating that amazing presentation. Thank you so much, Lisa, for that amazing song. We love that song. And Mark for the amazing orchestral arrangement, really creative. Thank you so much. And Arlynn and Macy, that was beautiful, absolutely stunning. Just a reminder, we have a virtual tip jar for Roof Above. You can put money in the tip jar by texting GIVE to 704-266-1626 or visiting our website at yourneighborhoodorchestra.com and clicking the tip jar at the top. And all those funds will go to Roof Above, and they've been doing a lot of work with the homeless population throughout our city. And one more time, that number to text the word GIVE to 704-266-1626. So that was such a magical song, and this next one is equally as stunning as well. I couldn't think of a more fitting song and title for our last performance. This one is called Journey by Mercury Carter.
My first question is, did you compose the music we heard?
I originally wrote this song last year to kind of cope with the stagnancy I was feeling during quarantine. The original didn't have really anything except the bass line, and I pulled a track on YouTube of outer space sounds from 2001 Space Odyssey to give it a more ethereal feel, and I just relied on my voice and background vocals. But Alejandro Rutty actually was able to compose this into a beautiful arrangement for a full orchestra.
Yeah, and that was majorly complimented by your voice. I noticed that you kind of fell into the moment, I think is accurate to say. What was it like performing in this scenario?
Well, I grew up loving classical music and opera, specifically Leontine Price and Natalie Dessay. And I've always loved the different albums like Ella Fitzgerald Swings Gently with Nelson, where she uses an orchestra. And for forever, I told Elizabeth when she came to me with this opportunity that it was one of my life goals to actually perform with the orchestra. I envision and dream of being in Carnegie Hall and Royal Albert Hall in London and places like that. So I really felt honored, and I leaned into the different experiences that I've had listening to other artists, and I fed off of all the musicians' energy in the room, and it was an out-of-body experience for me.
It was a wonderful performance, and I feel honored that I got to watch it.
Thank you.
I guess the last thing would be, what kind of message do you have for your fellow artists out there in the world who are dealing with the pandemic just like all of us?
Just continue to create out of love, because ultimately that's the only thing that will continue to permeate even after our current circumstance is over. And for me, that was the main driving force for me during the thickest parts of this quarantine and pandemic. And just learning how to be more fluid and adjust to evolving times. I know it's difficult for me because, again, I feed off of the energy of individuals around me, specifically the audience and the musicians. So reverting to a more digital platform was a bit difficult for me, but ultimately, because I love what I do, I think that was the saving grace for all of my projects thus far.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Hello, everybody. This is Alejandro Rutty. He is a composition professor at UNC Greensboro, and that's where I went to school. Learned lots of great stuff. I loved every moment of it, thanks to Alejandro and the other guy over there, Mark Engebretson. So I was wondering, Alejandro, what all did you work on here? What all was your role?
Yes, you asked me to orchestrate and arrange a song by Mercury Carter. That was like a spectacular song, really, really nice, really, really warm. And so I tried to support the song, the singing, the style, the vibe, the sense of longing, and the sense of kind of watery, floaty experience that the song has.
I was wondering about some of the decisions you made. What led to those in the arrangement?
I heard the recording, Mercury's recording, and it was flexible and expressive. And I wanted to make sure that the orchestra was following that, but that the way it's written, it shouldn't force Mercury to sing it in the same way all the time.
I was wondering if you could share a little bit more. I don't really know if I even know this much. Is how did you first get into music or playing or composing?
There was a guitar at home, and I liked to play it, but I didn't like to play anything else anything but what I would create. It's the only thing that resembles that sense of play and freedom that I had as a child, and it's a nice feeling to have.
What has working with orchestras in general taught you?
Much, because the first thing that you learn is that an orchestra is not a collection of instruments. It's a it's a group of people. Mm-hmm. And the people that are in the orchestra not only have needs, but also have things that they know, and they know because they played the music that they played, and because they sit where they sit, and because they endure the instrument that they endure. And the more you can connect with what it is to be an oboist, and what it is to be a trumpet player, and what it is like to be a cello player, and their repertoire, and their music, and the more you bring a whole universe of extra stuff into the music.
Thank you again for the beautiful music.
Thank you. I mean, this is such a terrific project. I mean, and you're doing such a great job. So I'm super happy to be part of it.
Thank you again for joining us in this journey as we had to go virtual during the pandemic. Whether you're watching live or after the fact, technology has made it possible for us to be on this journey together at any time. We hope we can come out of this whole thing stronger together, less divided, with more empathy, understanding, less assuming, and showing more love to our planet and each other. So many people have sacrificed and lost, and we've seen what that happens when we choose not to understand each other. And I don't know about you, but all of that should really motivate us to get more uncomfortable as we stretch our ability to show and be more love, because really the rest of humanity's journey kind of depends on it. And this is what we mean by love revolution: to use the strongest force we know of, love, to fight that which divides, extorts, and endangers us as a whole, from within and externally. This is what a lot of artists will be expressing in the coming time after absorbing and processing this whole last year. Thought-provoking artistic expression, genuine, kind, human exchange and understanding, and we'll continue to do our part to create, share, and move. In conclusion, many thanks to ASC's Culture Blocks program, which made a good base to make this possible. Culture Blocks is a community partnership between ASC, Charlotte Mecklenburg Library, and Mecklenburg County Park and Recreation to bring arts and cultural experiences closer to where residents live, and Culture Blocks is funded by Mecklenburg County. All of the people in the stream, the creators, people in music, dance, audio, video, and the venue and the volunteers are talented folks who live and work right here in our area around Charlotte, North Carolina. Thanks, guys, and see you around.